You know, that one person at work who just gets under your skin. The one who treats you like dirt for absolutely no reason. Well, imagine that person trying to use you as a stepping stone for their next big job opportunity. The nerve. The audacity. You'd think after all the crap they put you through, they'd know better than to come crawling back. But guess what? They did. And what happened next? Let's just say it was a moment of pure, sweet karma. If you've ever had a coworker who treated you like garbage, only to come running to you when they need something, hit that like button and subscribe, because what happens next is the kind of revenge story you don't want to miss. Trust me, you'll be glad you stuck around. Let's dive into this. Full narrative expansion. Detailed setup. A few years ago, I worked at a high-profile company. It was the kind of company you've heard of, the one people talk about at parties and throw around like a badge of honor. It was prestigious, shiny on the outside, but underneath, yeah, not so much. And at this place, there was one person who made my life miserable. Let's call him Mark. Mark was one of those people who thought the world revolved around him, and that his every word was law. He had a knack for making everyone else feel small. I still remember how he'd strut around the office, never lifting a finger to help anyone, yet always talking like he was the hardest worker in the room. And it wasn't just that he didn't help others. He actively belittled them. If you dared to ask for assistance, he'd either ignore you completely or make you feel like a burden for simply doing your job. One of his favorite moves was to schedule emails to go out in the middle of the night. And not just any emails. Emails with perfectly worded reports, as if he was working around the clock. What a joke. Anyone who worked with him could tell you he wasn't doing anything at 3 a.m. He was just trying to look like the ultimate grind set guru. But the truth was, he was lazy, self-serving, and an absolute nightmare to work with. Conflict escalation. It didn't take long for everyone to catch on to Mark's act. But here's the thing, people like him, they know how to play the game. They know how to make themselves look good to the higher-ups, even if they're completely useless. And for a while it worked. He'd take credit for other people's work, throw anyone under the bus when things went wrong, and somehow it never seemed to catch up with him. For me, though, it was different. I was one of the few who didn't kiss his ass, didn't play along with his little games. And that, apparently, was a problem. If you weren't going to suck up, you were an easy target for him. I became the punching bag in every team meeting, the person he loved to undermine in front of the boss. The way he'd talk down to me, make snide remarks. Honestly, it got to the point where I dreaded even seeing him in the hallway. Every day felt like a little war. But life has a funny way of turning the tables. Fast forward to a few months ago. I'm sitting at my desk, just another day at work, when I get a notification. It's from Workday, the internal application system at my current job. I almost ignore it, but then my eyes catch the name. Mark. He's applied for a position at my company. I'm staring at the screen, not sure if I'm reading this right. Is this the same guy who made my life a living hell? The same guy who wouldn't lift a finger to help anyone, who thought he was above the team. And now he wants to work here. But here's where it gets even worse. Mark, the man who treated everyone like trash, had the audacity to use my name as a referral. Without even asking me. Without even a, "Hey, how's it going?" I was in shock. This wasn't just some bad coworker asking for a favor. No, this was someone who had treated me like garbage, and now he thought I would help him out. Felt like a slap in the face. But here's the thing. As much as I wanted to help him, by helping him find the exit door, I also knew that this was a decision I didn't have to make on my own. I could just click no on his referral. Revenge planning and execution. So I did. I clicked no. No hesitation, no guilt. The second I clicked that button, I felt this weight lift off my chest. The feeling was liberating. But I knew I had to follow through on this. No one who had treated me like that deserved a second chance. And honestly, he wasn't even qualified for the role he was applying for. Sure, maybe he could do the job. But the thought of him stumbling through it, screwing over my colleagues, no thanks. I wasn't about to inflict that on my team. Then, because I felt like it wasn't enough to just click no, I did something that would really drive the point home. I blocked him on LinkedIn. Yeah, I went there. No more pretending. No more niceties. He had crossed the line one too many times. Climactic revenge payoff. A few days later, I got a notification that he had been rejected for the role. No surprise there. But here's the thing, I didn't feel bad. Oh, honestly, I was thrilled. The sense of justice that rushed through me was almost overwhelming. It wasn't just about the job. This was about standing up for myself, for all the times I had been pushed down by him. For the first time, I felt like I had the power to make him pay for the hell he put me through. And it was beautiful. Reflective wrap-up. Mark learned the hard way that karma always catches up with you. And while he might never know the full extent of what happened behind the scenes, I can tell you this. He's never going to forget how it feels to be rejected by someone he once thought was beneath him. And honestly, I'm okay with that. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and let us know in the comments. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever gotten on a coworker? And of course, subscribe for more stories like this. Because we all deserve a little justice now and then, don't we?